Acceptable use policies are documents used in many different schools. But what are they and why do we have them? Today I'm going to outline what these documents are and how they should be communicated to users at schools and how to implement them for students as well as teachers. An acceptable use policy is an important document that outlines and describes the ways in which users of a school or business can use the technology and databases provided by the organization. It includes the rights of users and describes acceptable and unacceptable ways to use it. Along with this, sanctions and consequences are provided so that users are able to understand what will happen if they use the technology in an inappropriate manner. There are a variety of reasons as to why schools use AUPs. It provides a safe environment for students and keeps them secure from bullying or seeing inappropriate images or videos. Along with this, it keeps the organization safe. Because it outlines all of the ways a user can utilize its technologies, an AUP protects the organizations from legal action. Oftentimes, school will require users to sign an agreement before using the electronic tools. My own school does not have its own acceptable use policy, but my county does. Unlike the comprehensive AUP for students and teachers in the example from Clark County Schools in Kentucky, our county has two separate policies, one for teachers and one for staff. They can both be found in the student and employee handbooks. The student's AUP is short and to the point. It outlines what students should or should not do, and it includes that students may use the internet with the supervision of an adult, as well as the policies for computer misuse. As for the employee AUP, it is much more detailed. It includes policies from the Board of Education and limitations of privacy, and it also includes that teachers may not use the networks for personal use and must conduct themselves in a professional manner. If violated, employees may be subject to termination of contract and employment. I surveyed 10 of my own coworkers to find out what my colleagues knew about our acceptable use policy, and was not surprised to find that only 20% were aware of our AUP and where to find it. Many stated that they knew that there had to be some type of regulation, but they didn't know what it was. At AACPS, the AUP is in the student handbook. In our school at the beginning of the year, students will receive their handbook and are required to take this home, read through it, and then sign it with their parents. While this is something that they do each year, I do understand that many of them just sign the page and continue on with their day. It's important that we as teachers do a follow-up with our students and perhaps implement a short lesson of the do's or don'ts of acceptable use. This would be an easy way to communicate the AUP to our student community. As for employees, I know that nothing is being done to communicate our AUP. I know that we receive an employee handbook upon hire and that the AUP is within the employee handbook, but that is the extent of the communication. In order for its employees to be aware of its technology policies, AACPS should provide a short training for teachers. This could be implemented at one of the meetings at the start of the year. Once the acceptable use policy is communicated to the school community, it's important to follow up on it. The AUP will not be understood or implemented by students if the ideas are not reiterated to them. In order to model and facilitate healthy, legal, and ethical uses of digital information and technologies, we have many options to do so. Teachers could give mini lessons of the AUP, or they could even sign a contract before using any electronics. We as teachers need to hold our own accountability as well. In order to hold ourselves accountable to follow guidelines, we could be aware of our actions and daily interactions with technology. Something simple to do would be to keep the AUP posted by our desks, and in doing so, we would always have something to refer to make sure we are using the school's database correctly. While see something, say something is more about safety, this line could be used for our AUPs as well. If you receive an email from a coworker about topics unrelated to work, let them know. Inform your coworker the possible consequences and offer them the option of getting in touch via personal email. In doing so, you are keeping yourself in check and helping out your colleagues as well. Finally, be responsible. If you're unsure if your action is inappropriate, chances are it probably is. Thank you for watching, and feel free to leave any comments or questions in the comment area. Thank you.